run. Obviously this year maybe a little bit down, but I'm going to tell you one thing here, Randy. The last 2 years, the Meridians won the consolation bracket 2 years ago. They parlayed that into second place last year, and then last year the Suds won the consolation. They parlayed that into second place this year. So there's a little bit of momentum there if you can win that consolation bracket.
I agree with you. I'm well aware of that very fact, and that's what we're going to be shooting for. And one other thing that I've listened to every one of your podcasts, and I liked that one where somebody was asking about rivals. And when I think of rivals, there's 4 teams that come to my mind. Basically, anything at any level that's got anything with the word Yankees in it, I want to beat.
I agree.
We've had a very good series between us. I think it's got to be close to 500. It's been enjoyable for me and the guys, an enjoyable team to play. We've always set our benchmark on the Yankees. And then Deerfield comes to mind for me, and Deerfield and other teams got some ex-Hustle players on, so now we want to beat them. And we got a pretty good record against them as well. Their Rays team, my gosh, I love playing them guys. They're always going to give us a good game. They're always going to play well and hustle. And then naturally the creme of the creme would be the Hooks. And, we haven't beat them too many times, but the one thing I will say, and I'm proud of, is both times we beat them, we shut them out. And I don't know how many guys can actually say they shut the Hooks out.
Not many at all. Not many people even beat the Hooks, and that's certainly something to hang your hat on. I think you guys gave them fits. Was it last year or the year before, especially in the playoffs? A heck of a time getting past you.
It was the year before. All 3 games wound up being 1-run games. And I know Crafty stated at the time, he said, and I said he might have been kidding a little bit, but he said this is probably our championship round right here as far as the quality of baseball we're going to get. And again, coming from a team manager that's as good as I've ever seen, that meant a little bit something to me as well.
No, it certainly carries some weight when it's coming from Crafty. Before we let you go, Randy, we would be remiss if we didn't ask you about you got the Mudcats coming up. You've lost a couple of tight games to those guys during the season, but that's out the window. You do need to beat them twice. What do you have coming up this series?
Well, what we'll have to do, I really believe this in my heart, is we'll throw our 2 lefties at them, because they're a young team and they like to run a lot. And the one position that we really, miss a little bit is Pat behind the plate with that shotgun arm. And so, the guys, when they get on, they like to test, Nate's arm out. So, I think I'm going to try to have the lefties hold them on as closely to the base as I can. I'm not worried with Jared. Jared will give him a really good game. He's been one of the better pitchers we've had. And I think Dowdy, who just came off, by the way, a 9-inning complete game, I think that's the way for us to go. Maybe use Sands, out of the bullpen for an inning or 2, and I think that's how we have to approach it.
Yeah, well, it should be a good series. We're looking forward to seeing how it all shakes down. And best of luck to you on Wednesday. And appreciate you joining us here in the Hot Corner.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Randy. If you want to be on the Hot Corner or know of someone who might make a good guest, please let Ray or I know. We'd love to hear from you.
So now it's time to go ahead and go over the championship series coming up. We will talk about the consolation bracket first. That is going to be the Hustle against the Mudcats. And Jason, are they still getting to choose where they play, or how are we doing the championship series?
Yep. So Crafty has chosen Foundation. That's where the championship series will go. And we have the 2 Blue Ash fields. I'll have to talk with Bob Hawker out of Blue Ash. I'm guessing he's going to have us use Riverfront. So I would assume the Mudcats and Hustle will be playing at Riverfront. And Ray, as you know, in the consolation bracket, since we have more than 8 teams, we do a double elimination. So the Mudcats actually sitting pretty, almost like you would be with a 1-0 lead in a series, because the Hustle have to beat them twice. All the Mudcats need to do is win the 1 game. So effectively, if this were a series, you could say the Mudcats are up 1-0. They're certainly in a good position.
Yeah, they're in a really good position, and with the way they're playing, it's going to be real tough. That's actually, we talked about the championship series being a good series this is going to be a good game too. I think with the way the Hustle are playing right now and the Mudcats are playing, that's going to be a good one, a good series to finish out. So I'd have to say for the season winding down the way it is, it's ending pretty good.
Yeah, and the other thing you have to look at there, the Mudcats coming off the double bye, they haven't had to play for 10 days. Will they be rusty going into this, or will it help them? They get Bennett rested, they get A.J. Wilson, Rich Sherrick. All those guys are going to be rested for those 2 games, so it puts them in a really good position coming in there. But then again, they haven't played in 10 days. Sometimes that time off can catch up with you.
I bet Jeremy's probably got them running polls. They're probably good.
Yeah, knowing Jeremy. Jeremy's not running the polls, but he's probably got the rest of the guys.
He's not running the polls. He's telling them how to run the polls.
Other final series in the championship bracket will be the Hooks looking for their 7th consecutive championship. They're taking on a newbie, the Meridians, first time they've ever advanced to the finals, and Waisoto's crew split with the Hooks during the regular season. The first time around, a 7-3 extra inning win for the Hooks. Second time around, Meridians and Mills beat the Hooks by a final of 2-1. So they split the regular season series, 1 game each. Talked to Crafty this afternoon. He wants to play this up at Foundation, so they'll be out at Foundation 8 o'clock Wednesday night if you plan on going up there. And they'll also be up there 9:30 next Sunday morning. So they're rolling with that Foundation. Hooks have won 4 straight out there, and they've won 4. The only game that they lost, so they were away from Foundation in the playoffs. So Hooks starting to get pretty good attachment to the field up there in Hamilton.
Yeah, and I would say Wednesday night that's probably going to be a matchup between I'm going to guess Demler and Mills most probably are going to be the
Demler
two.
went today.
It'll
probably be Zach Kyle. I'm guessing Zach Kyle, unless Spanel can come back. Greg generally takes a couple of weeks to recover, so I don't know if he'll be ready for game 1, maybe, or he'll go game 2, I'm sure. But could be Zach Kyle. He only went 5 last Wednesday. He was getting loose today. So either way, it's going to be a good series. I mean, Heil, Spanel, Demler, doesn't matter. They're all good. They have good defense behind them. And, of course, Mills, one of the dominant players in the league this year. That should be a heck of a game Wednesday.
I don't know what your schedule holds out there, Jason, but if you're available, I'm thinking maybe we might be able to do a live cast of the game up there.
It'd be a special episode of the 2 Cutoff Men. Maybe we can make that one happen. We'll see if we can't get up there in the booth. We'll have to talk to Grissom, see if we can't make that happen. Or heck, we could even do it behind the plate, I guess, for that matter.
Yeah, there's a spot there if we have to. We can do that. We can sit in the stands and do it. And but yeah, if they'll let us up there, that'd be great. We can get our spot that we had in the All-Star game and maybe do a live one up there for that one. See how that
sounds good. Well, I guess it's easy to pick our games of the week, huh?
And this week's Game of the Week is brought to you by Hand in Hand Realty. Are you looking for your next home or even your dream home? Call Hand in Hand Realty of Kentucky and let them help you get into that home today. Hand in Hand Realty is independently owned and operated and has 5 locations to provide you the service you deserve. With offices in Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, Southeast Indiana, Hamilton, and now servicing the Lexington, Georgetown areas in Kentucky, they can cover our tri-state area to help find you the home you're looking for. Call John Vince or one of their many agents at Hand in Hand Realty to get started today. Or to get more information or even browse listings, you can visit their website. The website is handinhandrealtyky.com or call 859-331-8800. That number again is 859-331-8800. Hand in Hand Realty. Find a new place to call home.
Yeah, so we got just a couple games to choose from. So I believe games of the week we might have to look at a split here, but I don't know what you're going to take. But I'm going to take the Mudcats and the Hustle. I'm going to look at that game and see if my boys from the Mudcats can go through and finish it off in one, or if they're going to have to go a second game.
Well, I think it's only fair that we have 2 games, and we have 2 games of the week. I like your pick, Mudcats and the Hustle. That's certainly a great pick, and I'm going to go with the Hooks and Meridians opening up that championship series. So 2 great games. They both make game of the week. In fact, if you've made it this far, you deserve to be game of the week. So congratulations, those 4 teams. Those will be our games of the week, and those should be very interesting to see how everything pans out. Can't believe we're at the last week of the season, but it's been a great one so far, and the Hooks looking for that 7th consecutive championship. The Meridians trying for their first. And, of course, the consolation bracket, it's been big the last couple of years. It's been the Suds won it last year. They parlayed that into a second place finish this year. And the year before, it was the Meridians who won the consolation bracket. They parlayed that into a second place finish in 2018. So could be good things for either the Meridians or the Hustle if they're able to win that. There certainly looks like some momentum going into the next season.
Yeah, and like I said, everybody, all the teams, great season this year. Guys who have, especially like our team, who have guys that are in the IR position, if you will. Rest up, get healed, do what you got to do for the off season. Stay in shape, that kind of thing, and be ready to go for next season, and hopefully have another good one next year. I know we had some rainouts this year that got us a little bit of a off and on, missing out some games early on, but hopefully we'll have a really good season again next year. The guys, come out and support the other games if you get a chance. I know a lot of times when we finish up the season right now, you get the commitments going back to the family, so not everybody's going to be able to do that. But if you do, just support the other teams and support the league, and just keep picking up where we leave off this season.
Yep, love to see some guys get out to those ball games. Usually you do. It's nice to run into some other players in the league. In fact, it was pretty cool. We saw Scott Brothers. He came out to both the games of our series with the Hooks up at the Foundation. Saw some guys from Deerfield. So pretty cool seeing some guys showing up for those games. And obviously there's still a lot to go. Ray, we've got the banquet. I believe it's going to be around November 3rd at Rodino's. That's coming up. We have off-season workouts. I'm already talking to Elite Baseball up in Mason. Sounds like I think we're going to have the Orioles, the Knights, the Brewers up there to do the off-season workouts like we did last year. So hopefully we can get everybody together and have a good banquet. Have the off-season workouts, a couple other different facilities we use, Gappers and Mason. Come January, we try to get that going. So, it's kind of turned into almost a year-round thing anymore. Even though the games don't go year-round, you have that. You've got the Roy Hobbs World Series coming up in about a month. Heck, it's even less than a month away now for the 35-plus. So, Ray, baseball, even though our season's ended in the CABL today, still a lot to look forward to coming forward.
Yeah, with the World Series and stuff coming up, and a lot of guys heading south to play down there. A lot of guys don't know about it, but we don't have much time off actually every year. We head down south and play in the Roy Hobbs World Series, which is coming up, and it's actually starting here in, October 22nd? 19th?
Yeah, 19th through 26th.
Yeah, 19th through 26th is 35, yeah.
26th through the November 2nd will be the 45s, and it's still not too late, right? If you want to play,
nope, not too late.
Figure out how to get on board. Get a hold of Bruce Gunning, 859-630-2314, kind of spearheading the efforts for the Colt 45s, or you get a hold of Ray. He'll help direct you to the right person to get you on a ball club, and a lot of fun. It's coming up here soon, and never too late to hop on board.
Yeah, looking forward to heading down that way. Doesn't look like I'm going to get to pitch that much down there. We're going to still go down there and put every effort we can out there, and all the guys. But yeah, I know the Colt 45s. We still have a room for a couple more players on our roster if they're interested. We are not full yet. We don't always take a full team, but we like to take a full team down. So if you're interested, definitely come talk with myself or talk with Bruce down there. But it does look like this year, which has kind of worked out pretty good, is I might make it back in town for our banquet, which is really good because I wanted to do something for our banquet, and then I'll be heading back down to Florida the following week. So
okay, busy guy.
Yeah, I got to run all over the place. So
there you go. A man of many travels, Ray Sterling, leaping buildings in one single bound and doing it all back and forth to Florida. And hopefully, like you said, that elbow starts feeling a bit better. I know you're kind of had some issues there with the elbow feeling a little tight. So get that thing taken care of. You need some innings down there in Florida.
Yeah, I'm hoping for better results than the first talk. So the first talk is cutting it. So we'll have to see what happens with the second talk. But I got a feeling I'm probably going to be down and out for a little bit after Florida, so not a big deal. We'll get back.
Make it back. Been there, done that. Certainly doable. So hope for the best for that. But Roy Hobbs World Series again. In case you missed it, October 19th through the 26th for the 35s, October 26th and November 2nd for the 45s. So never too late to get on board. Well, Ray, it's been a good podcast here, number 19. I can't believe we made it through 19